1, 2. Good morning, everyone. It is time for us to come together for meditation, so I invite you to relax in your seat in a nice, comfortable position with your back erect, but not stiff. I invite you to let your shoulders relax and your neck. And close your eyes. Allow your chin to drop just a little. And imagine that your spine is a string of pearls. And that string of pearls goes all the way up and out the top of your head, just holding you there so gently. And I invite us to relax the rest of our bodies. So just notice anywhere in your body that needs to just relax. Notice your breathing. Just notice as the air comes in through your nostrils and then moves outward. Take you into another place. And just bring yourself back gently, noticing your breath. This is our time of quiet, our time of listening. Realizing that the Divine Spirit can give me only what I receive, knowing that what the Spirit does for me, it must do through me. I now accept the gift of life. infinite life flows through me. Gently bring yourself back to the breath. And notice the breath, the air, being that infinite life. The infinite life that flows through us. On the inhale and the exhale. Infinite life. presence there is, and all the life there is God, the living Spirit. presence of the living Spirit Almighty. I am that presence. And in this knowing, I invite you to come back to this space, this room, this time. Take a nice big deep breath. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and see all of the living Spirit around you. Our service begins in 15 minutes. Thank you for joining me.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, caress I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're light, you're love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Light-a-di-di-di-di, 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 light-a-di-di-di-di. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect, so I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. In you is me. Whoa. Light-a-di-di-di-di, 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 light-a-di-di-di-di. You're always there, you never leave. You're holding me, you set me free. expressing and there's me. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, you're the light of my life, you're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect. So I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing that I'm perfect. I'm golden. You're the light of my life. You're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect. So I'll keep looking at you.
Unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us, live to the rhythm of peace. The beat that unites us. Let me release love naturally. 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 Let me release love naturally.
Hello.
Let me release love naturally. 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 Let me release love naturally.
more thieves, I believe in the goodness of heart. It's return, let it burn, let them know who we are. An ancient tribe of the sky, the redeemer of men. Sound the song, evil gone, there's no need to defend. Yeah. Way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain. Disappear in the clear of the elephant's room. Melodies from the sea, they come forward and bloom. In the end, all my friends, I return them in love. Yeah, in love. Me and you cook the food as we ascend above. Way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain, way up on the mountain.
Open wide my heart.
Good morning. Oh, okay. Well, it's one of those days. Everybody's all talkative. It's very cool. It's giving each other some love. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
There we go. We are going to start our service now with our wonderful video by Amy Steinberg. Yes.
I say yes to the goodness. I say yes to love. I say yes to abundance raining down from up above. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes to forgiveness. I say yes to God. I say yes to the moment bringing me such positive thoughts. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with light. They're saying yes, they're saying yes, they're saying yes. I say yes to surrender. I say yes to grace. I say yes to the beloved. Looking back at me when we're face to face. I say yes to acceptance. I say yes to faith. I say yes to the lessons I'm learning how to grow through all the pain. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. No to the darkness, no to the fear, no to the voices that scream about despair. I say yes to the glory, yes to the light, yes to the voices that sing out with might. I said no to depression, no to the rant, no to the voices that tell me that I can. I say yes to authentic, yes to the truth, yes to the laughter, yes to you. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna be in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl. I just wanna live in a joyful world. All I wanna be is a happy girl.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. My name is Neil Hayner. I am a licensed spiritual practitioner here for Center for Spiritual Living and the almost Reverend Neil, nearly Reverend Neil. If you are here for the first time, I invite you to make sure that you stop by our back table in the back and make sure you get a blue welcome packet. I'd like to welcome those of you that are online. If you're online, type in your name. Let us know you're watching. Let us know you're listening. If you have any questions, feel free to type into the chat. Let us know that you are here. Let's read our vision statements together. CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice. And now our practitioner this morning, Reverend Carey.
Good morning. As he said, and you might know, my name is Reverend Carey Masters. I am one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at this center. As a minister, we have to be practitioners first and always. And so I'm proud to serve as a practitioner on my Sunday. I'd like to invite you to take a moment to make sure your cell phone is silenced. The other practitioners and I will be available on this side of the sanctuary for a 2-minute miracle, a short spiritual mind treatment for your concern after service today. And we don't want you to leave here with anything hanging in your mind or in your heart, we want you to come and let us pray with you. That will be on this side of the sanctuary after service. And now, please allow this music to take you into the silence. It will be followed by our morning invocation.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lives at my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, oh, oh, do-do-do. Oh, hey, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is.
Yes. Oh, I invite you to just close your outer eyes so that we can all turn within together and bring ourselves into that secret place of the Most High that allows us to simply relax in the presence of God. God is. God is all there is. God is that light that shines through and as us. It is the depth and the breadth of our being. It is infinite and perfect. And this presence that is God, that is the divine, infinite presence, creates all life out of itself, all life that can be seen, life that can't be seen by the human eye. And I know that this life has created me, it has created all of us here at this service, online, and in this room. It has created all within the sound of my voice. And so because I know that we are all created from that one, I know that as I speak my word, we are joined together in knowing the truth, that this service today is deeply blessed. I know that every word that is spoken, every note of music that is played, every song that is sung, every interaction, I know that this is God relating to God, and we are lifted up and inspired by all that takes place here in this service and beyond. I am so grateful to know this truth. I'm so grateful to be able to speak my word, and I release this word with deep, deep gratitude into that divine creative law that always says yes. I know it is so, right here and right now, and we can claim it together by saying, and so it is.
Good morning. Today after service, we're going to have that brief meeting for those that have volunteered to host the small groups as the study book, The Big Leap Together. We plan on meeting right here in the sanctuary. So if you want to still be a host, it's still available to you, but we've got sign-up sheets right here, and we start the program next Sunday? Next Sunday. Okay, so if the times aren't right for you, let us know, because we could change maybe some of the times, because we'd really like everybody to participate. It's for your good, and it's what we believe here at the church. Okay, so that's the big leap. Okay, Vanna's showing you. Okay, so the sign-up sheets are over there, and on Wednesday, April 5th at 3 p.m. here in the Center Hall, we're having a model Passover Seder for women of the 21st century. Now, this is a fundraiser event for our center, and the suggested donation is like $36 per person. Reservations and payment information are also on the flyer. We had this last year at Emmy's house, and we just had enough room for a few people. And we wanted to double it because there were so many people that asked about it. So we're having it at the church in the Carter Hall on the 5th. So please come with us and enjoy it. It'll be different foods. There are different words that are shared. And it's going to be Emmy and Kay that put it together. It's really fabulous, so I hope you can be there. And then on April 9th, my gosh, it's Easter Sunday, and the day to show off your Easter bonnets. So dust them off and plan to participate in our Easter bonnet parade. We've done that for quite a few years now, and it's kind of fun. So tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. in Carter Hall, our Board of Trustees will hold our monthly meeting. Remember, you're always welcome to attend, and if you want to, if you want to present an idea to the board, if you'll please contact the board president, that's Bill Sodi, sitting right over there, so you can, so we can put it on, so he can put you on the agenda. So if there's anything you want to talk about, or if you want to join us, please let us know. And then Brian and Durwood Crocker who are sitting right here, need some assistance with packing their move and then unpacking once they moved. And they're in Sun Lakes. So we're going to need help on Wednesday and Thursday. Is that correct? Wednesday and Thursday. So if you can help us in any way, please let Reverend Carey know, or just ask them right now. So we got it pretty well kind of, planned out for Wednesday and Thursday, but we could always use help. I think that's it. Okay.
That means it's my turn. I want to see some lighters out there. Just kidding. All of you know that my daughter's been sick. I think all of you. And I have to tell you all, I'm planning a concert to thank you all for all the help that you've given, both in prayers, thoughts, hopes, and money, because she was in the hospital and she needed me there, and I would not have been able to do that without your help. So this is for all of you and for her. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things. With each choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. For the reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go, with the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. Close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing. Come on, everyone. Amazing. You will do amazing things. Talk to your neighbor now. Amazing. Amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. One of my strings decided to go dead.
I always love that song because that's the traditional song they sing at CSL graduations. And since I am 3 classes away, speaking of which, June 4th, 4 o'clock, if anybody happens to find themselves in San Diego area, I will be graduating. It is at the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. At 4 o'clock, yes. And then a couple days after that, I have class. So, yeah. It's funny how things work out. Before I forget, there was a couple people who had requested Big Leap books. So we had ordered a couple. So if you had requested one, they are here. And if you desperately need one and just don't want to get it yourself, we have a couple extra ones. So they're $20. You can talk to me or the Reverend Carrie. All right, so today we're kind of wrapping up our Back to Basics theme for the year. And we've been looking at the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. We looked at all the steps to affirmative prayer. This month we're looking at affirmations and the writings of Emma Curtis Hopkins. But we're really not wrapping up our Back to Basics because the Big Leap book, which I hope you're as excited about as I am, is really about expanding your mental equivalent and looking at the hidden beliefs that hold you back and overcoming those self-imposed beliefs and limitations that we put on ourselves. So I'm looking forward to starting that series next week. So next week we will be talking about chapter 1, and we will have discussion questions available for you. If you are not joining a group, you're still welcome to grab the discussion questions because they're good journaling prompts. So you can use those during the week if you're interested. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys will be here on Sunday and join me in small groups. I think it's going to be a really good series and a good way for us to get to know each other maybe and have some small group time. So my talk today is entitled, My Foundation of Faith. And my question for you is, what is the foundation of your faith? What is the anchor that keeps you grounded in the midst of the storms of life? What ground do you stand firm on? For those of you familiar with the Christian Bible, you might be familiar with that classic parable about faith that is about Peter stepping out of the boat and walking on water until he loses his focus and sinks down into the ocean. I recently heard a story about a priest, a Buddhist, and a minister, as all good stories start. They were in a rowboat in the middle of a pond fishing, and none of them had caught anything all morning. Then the Buddhist stands up and says he needs to go to the bathroom. So he climbs out of the boat and walks on the water to shore. He comes back 10 minutes later the same way. Then the minister decides he needs to go to the bathroom, and so he too climbs out of the boat and walks on the water to shore. He too comes back the same way. The priest looks at both of them and decides that his faith is just as strong as his fishing buddies and that he can walk on water too. So he stands up and excuses himself, and as he steps out, he makes a big splash and falls into the water. The Buddhist looks at the minister and says, "I suppose we should have told him where the rocks were." Now, whether Peter was walking on rocks or not, I'm not one to say, but it's a possibility. But both of these stories point to a truth, that where we focus is where our faith is. Where we focus is where our faith is. And as we've talked about the last couple of weeks, that doesn't mean that we don't look at the other stuff. That doesn't mean we can't talk about the uncomfortable things in our lives. It doesn't mean that we can't vent to our trusted spiritual friends and move on. It doesn't mean that we can't talk about the stuff that we want to change. It doesn't mean that the conditions of our lives that would be better, the health conditions that we are experiencing, or the challenges that we're facing in life. One of my favorite quotes is from James Baldwin. And he says, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. But facing that thing in our lives that is less than ideal doesn't mean that we have to focus on it. There's a difference between looking at those things in our lives and focusing on them. Last week we talked about the fact that where our energy flows, where our attention goes. That doesn't mean that we don't look at those things, but we don't need to give them energy. We don't need to focus on them. It does mean that we need to acknowledge it. We need to face those things, but then we need to turn. We need to pivot, and we need to focus on the good. Ernest Holmes wrote that faith is a definite and mental attitude that refuses to accept the opposite. A definite mental attitude that refuses to accept the opposite. Now, I want you to notice that he doesn't say that the opposite doesn't exist. He says we don't accept it. To me, that means the story is not over. There is always another chapter. Many people, when they come to our spiritual philosophy, think that our spiritual philosophy is all about standing in the middle of your living room with the house burning down around you going, "There is no fire, there is no fire, there is no fire, there is no fire." That's an affirmation, but that's not what our teaching is about. If you think that that's what Science of Mind is about, you're missing the point. Because the truth is, when the fire burns the house down, that's not the end of the story. The house gets rebuilt, and it's even more beautiful. The mass shooting in the news is not the end of the story. People come together to love and to grieve and decide that is no longer who we are choosing to be. When the people we love pass away, that is not the end of the story. We stand firm in knowing that that is not the end. There is always more life. There is always more love. And there is always another chapter. That is the foundation of my faith. We know that there is always good present because God is always present. And whatever gets delivered is a gift for our growth and expansion, no matter what it might look like. This week I lost a friend of mine whose name was Raul Pizarro, and I'm going to get through this without tearing up. And he was an artist who lived his entire life with muscular dystrophy. If you don't know anything about muscular dystrophy, it's a progressive muscular disorder caused by genetics, and eventually you lose all of your muscles' abilities to move. He wasn't supposed to live past 10, but he lived past 40. He created beautiful art, spread joy to thousands of people, and left a beautiful legacy behind him. He lived his life in a way that reminded everyone that life was a beautiful gift that should be treasured. He faced his challenges with joy and perseverance, and then focused on the good. And he created beauty all around him. The story didn't end with his diagnosis. The story didn't end with your diagnosis. The story didn't end with the things that happened to you as a child. The story doesn't end with his death. There is always another chapter. Ernest Holmes said, "We already have such faith in most things in life. We believe that gravity will hold us in the position we assume, and that a rock will fall when we release it from our hands. We believe that when we plant a garden, it will grow. The truth is, we already walk by faith every day." In the face of the daily challenges that we face on a personal level and a societal level, our job, our invitation, is to stand firm, to face what needs to be faced, but also to focus on the good. Because where we focus is where our faith is. That's why affirmations work. Not because we're trying to convince ourselves that something is true, but because they help us change and maintain our focus. It's literally in the word affirmation. Where are you standing firm? In honor of Women's History Month, we've been focusing on Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was not only the teacher of teachers in our New Thought movement, but she was an influential voice for women's equality, especially in our movement. And she wrote this: "We have faith in the good as creating our life conditions just right for us. No matter how much evil there seems to be operating against us, God is life. Thus, we are to have a confidence in life as the outcome, no matter how death may seem to act. Life will win. We must be firm on this point. God is truth. We must believe that the truth about good is that it will act anyhow. We must be sure of it. We must become very firm in good. We do not give a farthing for evil. Now, how often on Sundays do you get to talk about farthings? We do not give a farthing for evil. We laugh at it. We ignore it. It is nothing. We are so firm, so steady, that all things are seen by us as God made them. The truth that you speak asks only that you announce it and stand by it. Miracles are nothing to the power of this faith or firmness when it is once liberated in you by your firm holding out for the omnipotence of God, for the omnipotence of the truth of good, for the certain action of the principle of goodness. The truth you speak, she says, ask only that you announce it and stand by it. Now, a lot of us are really good at announcing our good, but sometimes we're not so great about standing by it. We say, I am the abundance of God, and then maybe not so much. And then when someone says, hey, can I borrow $5? You're saying, no, I don't have $5. Or you have to stand by your truth. If you're like me and sometimes you find yourself wobbling a bit in your faith, Emma Curtis Hopkins has a remarkable ability to bring me back because you can feel her power. It almost verges on stubbornness, her firmness. She knew what she knew, and she could not be moved. Do you stand your ground on your spiritual truth? She knew at the core of her being that no matter the condition, no matter the appearance, that was not the end of the story. There was another chapter where God and where good was operating. The truth is not that disease and accidents and drama don't occasionally happen to us in this human life. The truth, as Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, is that these things are not necessary, they are not permanent, and they have no power or principle behind them. They are not necessary, they are not permanent, and they have no power or principle behind them. There is nothing holding those things in place. Last month, we talked a lot about our spiritual practice of affirmative prayer. And some of you might be a little surprised to know that that is not the only form of prayer that we teach. There is another form of prayer called argumentative prayer. And in argumentative prayer, we remember that the conditions that we are experiencing are not necessary, they are not permanent, and they have no power behind them. And argumentative prayer can be really helpful when you're having a hard time saying affirmations that just don't feel like they're true. It's really hard for me to stand in front of a mirror and say, I am whole, healthy, and complete when I have snot and boogers coming out of my nose and I'm sneezing every 5 minutes. It's a little contradictory. But what I can know is that whatever experience that I'm going through, whatever that disease, whatever that discomfort, I know that there's nothing holding it in place. There's no power behind it. There's no spiritual principle holding it in place. It is not necessary for my growth and expansion. It doesn't need to be there, and it can go quickly back into the nothingness from which it came. There's nothing necessary about those experiences. In other words, the darkness has no power of its own. Darkness is simply the absence of light. So when we get shadows in our life, we have to remember that the darkness has no power of its own. We bring the light. We stand firm. We affirm that good is always present, that God is always operating, that there is always another chapter, that life and love always win in the end, and that everything in your life is conspiring for your growth and expansion. Do you believe that? Yes. What is the foundation of your faith? Where do you stand where you say, this is where I'm standing and I shall not be moved? That is the foundation of my faith. And if you're willing it to be the foundation of your faith, I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is. And so I invite the practitioners to join me in the atmosphere of prayer this morning. We go within to remember that we live our lives from the inside out. It is within that spiritual space and place where we remember that there is only one power, there is only one principle. It is all the love that there is. It is all the peace that there is. It is all the wisdom, joy, harmony, abundance, balance, wholeness. It is all that there is. It is all there can ever be. It is from that creative intelligence that all life is created. And so I know that we live and move and have our being in that infinite good that is always available. That infinite intelligence that knows everything. That infinite wholeness that includes everything. It is that power, that principle which I call God, which is living and moving and having its being as me, and it is living and moving and having its being as you. You are God expressing itself as wholeness, as balance, as peace, as perfect right action. And so knowing that is true, I can speak my word for myself and for everybody within the sound of my voice, knowing that whatever shadows we are crossing through, they are not permanent. They are not necessary. There is no power holding them in place because the only power that there is God. The only power that is love. The only power there is life. And life is always expressing more life, and love is always expressing more love, and wholeness is always expressing more wholeness. And so I claim it, I know it, for myself and for you, that whatever feels like you're missing this morning, it is present as you open up to it and allow it to flow in and through and as your life right here and right now. I'm so grateful for this truth. I'm so grateful for this spiritual community. And I release this word into that infinite law that always says yes to everything that is planted into it. And in great gratitude and great surrender, I simply declare, and so it is.
Isn't he awesome? In my eyes, in my soul. In my life, I have been searching for something, but you are my dream. You're perfect. You're golden. Your light, your love. You're perfect. You're golden. Your light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, the rest I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect. You're golden. Your light, your love. You're perfect. You're golden. You're my light, my love. Light, 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 light. When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other. Whoa, you're perfect. You're golden. You're the light of my life. You're my love from forever. In your reflection, I'm perfect. So I'll keep looking at you to keep witnessing my perfection. For if you as me, oh, light, 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 light.
perfect, golden, your light, my love, you're perfect, golden, your light, my love.
That was perfect. And now is the perfect time for us to take a moment and remember that life is all about the divine cycle of giving and taking. And so this is our opportunity to give and support our spiritual home, Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. If you are online, you can always go to our website at cslbeaumont.org and click on the donate button. If you're like me and you prefer to have everything on your phone, you can text to give at the number that's up on the screen, 951-420-6909. Please know that your donations are valued and important, and they keep the lights on around here this week. For those of you that weren't here last week, we didn't have our lights, so yeah. We were without lights, but we were still enlightened. So I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward as we say our abundance affirmation together with passion and enthusiasm. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, God, for everything.
People are asking about the minister.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, there was quite a conversation going on over here about this being the fourth Sunday, and there was a notification sent out yesterday that we were going to have our Ask the Minister session like we did last month. If you are not a small group host and don't want to be involved and want to do the Ask the Minister circle, I will be available. Just let me know.
Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything.
All right, as we close out our service this morning, I invite you
Thank you, God, for
join the circle. If
everything.
you would rather stay where you are, we know that you are in your perfect and right spot, and we will be happy to surround you in love as we close out our service and then end with our benediction. I'm still left.
Should we do a circle prayer for Jeremy?
If you would like to do it. You want it?
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how.